Hi folks, Josh here with your heavy hockey post-game show after a 5-4 overtime win against the San Jose Sharks. 2022 marks the first time ever that the Edmonton Oilers have swept the season series with the San Jose Sharks. It's been a remarkable season in many other ways too. Now, some of you are still having trouble accepting the Edmonton Oilers as a serious contender in the playoffs. You don't want to take the Oilers seriously. So for you, this post-game is brought to you by this warm glass of shut the hell up. One knock people have with these Oilers is that they don't have any scoring depth. Well, Kailer Yamamoto potted his 20th goal of the season last night, the first time he reached that mark, and Darren Ryan became the 10th Oiler this season to reach 10 goals or more. That's 10 players in double digits in goals. And keep in mind, Darnell Nurse and Ryan McLeod sit both at 9. So I'd say we have a pretty balanced lineup for scoring. Something else people like to say is that Ken Holland didn't do enough at the trade deadline. Didn't do enough at the trade deadline? Brett Kulak is a wrecking ball out there. He has great gap control, he's great at stopping zone entries, and he moves the puck quickly. He assisted on the game winner by Zach Hyman last night. He's exactly what this team needed when they got him. And Derek Brassard is quiet, but he's a workhorse. He was very involved last night. Of all the players, he eventually got our first shot on goal, and he kept his feet moving right to the end of the game. Ken Holland didn't do enough. And I can't believe this has to be said, but someone had the nerve this week to tweet out that Connor McDavid doesn't make players around him better, and specifically that he isn't a good playmaker. That's right. Connor McDavid is not a good playmaker, according to that tweet. Philip Broberg, for one, would beg to differ. He scored his first NHL goal last night, and I'd say the setup was pretty elite if you ask me. Connor McDavid isn't a good playmaker? And another more serious knock on our Oilers superstars is that Leon Draisaitl supposedly doesn't play defense. Perhaps watching the game might help. He's got super active stick work, he's a good, strong physical presence, and he's got solid footwork for a big man. He can steal the puck from just about anybody with that large paddle of his. Leon Draisaitl can't play defense? Now, someone we didn't see last night was Josh Archibald, who he can only play home games, as you know, but with the Zack Kassian injury, Archibald might be the replacement we need in the playoffs. Kassian took a high stick to his eye late in the third period, and yes, it's the same eye he injured in a fight not so long ago. I'm not sure the extent of the injury yet, but Kassian did leave the game. Now, obviously, Zack Kassian hasn't been Zack Kassian this season, but as of late, he also hasn't just been Zack Kassian. He's been quite useful. He's been a productive player, so hopefully this isn't too big a setback for him. But even if it is, Jay Woodcroft has this team playoff ready, baby. As I was watching last night, even down 2-0, and San Jose having 9 times the shots we had, I still said in our heavy hockey group chat that I liked the effort, I liked the compete level at key moments, and I sensed the comeback. I mentioned active sticks. Most of the Oilers right now are good at picking off or deflecting passes. They're blocking clearing attempts. They're getting sticks in the lanes. They're keeping the puck away from their net. I know it didn't seem like that. We gave up a lot of shots last night, but there was still a lot of good deflections and puck blocks and puck steals. Working hard to pressure once the turnover is created. It's the little details like that along the boards and getting the puck deep, and we're winning some battles. And suddenly we also have a bit of a net presence. People are driving the net. They're finding themselves in the crease. There's just a lot of energy around the team right now. It's fantastic, and they're all playing for each other. They are all in. And yes, Koskinen fought the puck a little bit. Let's be fair. He did make 40 saves. He wasn't outstanding, but he made 40 saves. And as I said before, we score enough now that we don't necessarily need our goalies to win us games or steal games. All we need them to do is not lose the games for us. And with the type of team effort he had in front of him, I think they'll be just fine in the playoffs. Now, we do have Vancouver tonight to close out the year, and look for heavy hockey contributors Durst and Dash to have the postgame for that one, by the way. Whatever happens, let's just hope we get out of there with no injuries. And maybe look for Ryan McLeod to get his 10th goal of the season. I think he deserves it. I'd love to see that. But the bottom line for this one is if you don't think the Oilers are ready to make at least some serious damage in the playoffs, do not sleep on this team in the playoffs.
You could trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up. Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Oh, dear.